It would be his first meeting in the Oval Office.
Prior to 9/11, I don't think I knew General Hayden. I probably knew his name. I doubt that the president knew his name.
It's a very big change for the director of NSA to suddenly have all this attention from senior officials in the White House and so forth, and I'm sure it had a major impact on Hayden.
The president had been briefed. He put his arm around General Hayden, called him his childhood nickname, Mikey.
So I walk in to see the president. It's the president and the vice president in the room. Almost certainly Condi was there as the national security advisor. Andy Card would have been there.
Cheney suggests a question, and George Bush asks it. What would you like to do that you can't already do that would help prevent another 9/11?
Hayden outlined the program. It would gather data on the phone calls and internet traffic of hundreds of millions of Americans, then search it for suspicious connections. But he was worried about whether it was legal.
And the first thing he says to me is, Mike, I understand your concerns, but there's some things we're going to have to do. And I think I have the authority to authorize you to do the things that you've outlined.
My name's Ed Snowden. I'm 29 years old. I work for Booz Allen Hamilton as an infrastructure analyst for NSA in Hawaii.
What we see is someone who is calm, rational, persuasive.
The NSA specifically targets the communications of everyone. It ingests them by default. It collects them in its system, and it filters them, and it analyzes them, and it measures them, and it stores them.
The language was clear, sympathetic, and when he did the interview, it was as if he was a media natural. So we knew that when Snowden went public, it was going to be a huge story.
Why should people care about surveillance?
Because even if you're not doing anything wrong, you're being watched and recorded.
And he sets out why he's done this thing, and what his motives are, and basically sort of puts the ball in the court of the public and says, you make up your minds as to whether this is right or not.
These things need to be determined by the public, not by somebody who was simply hired by the government. This is the truth. This is what's happening. You should decide whether we need to be doing this.
Edward Snowden, according to The Guardian, is in Hong Kong.
Contractor who leaked the existence of NSA programs.
Snowden fled to Hong Kong 3 weeks ago after copying.
We knew that the minute we unveiled his identity, that he was going to have to go into hiding, because the media horde was about to descend onto Hong Kong and would be looking for him, and the US government would certainly be looking for him.